But this is not your average wallet.
The Ridge Wallet. They have done a phenomenal job in their growth. Today, we're going to be looking into that, learning why, and figuring out what we can do to follow their footsteps and grow our own brands. If you're new around here, welcome to the channel. I am Nate Tarter with Tarter DTC. We do our best to talk through the world of consumer marketing, look at what is next, and try to plan for the future. Now, as we look at any brand audit, the first place we need to start is with the audience. Audience determines everything we do within marketing. It is the sole thing that tells us where we should be going, what we should be doing. For Ridge, more than likely their demographics are men 25 to 44, professionals, salaried professionals, entrepreneurs, tech adjacent workers. Some of the motivations behind this audience is they want to upgrade their identity. They want to buy it for life, kind of a mindset. They want simplification. That is who we're talking to. The next big step is we go look at their longest running ads to get a good understanding of where they came from. Almost all of their biggest hits are videos. Now, as we look at kind of scoring this under the new Andromeda logic, under some of the new logics, I really ask myself a few questions when I look at ads. I say, do they hit their audience? Yeah, I feel like they hit men 25 to 44. I think they do a pretty good job at that. Do they call out men? So for example, do they call out their audience? So do they say, hey men, this wallet's for you. Hey women, this ring's for you. Stuff like that.
Ladies, do you wish your man was made in Manlandia? Welcome to Manlandia, where men can be dudes and...
I would say no. Their older ads don't really call out their audience directly. However, they do a good job speaking to them. Do they hit motivations? Yes, they do. Do they show reviews? In some of their ads they do. Most of them they don't. Do they showcase an offer? Again, some ads they do, some ads they don't. So overall, as I look at this, what I would say is on the audience side, they do a fairly good job, 7 out of 10. They don't call them out directly, but they do a good job reaching who they need to reach. Value and proof is the next kind of subject I look at with the new Andromeda update. There's really two questions involved there. Do they show value, and do they provide proof that it works? Last one is trust and safety. Basically just means, is this brand trustworthy? They look at trustworthy cues. Is the advertiser verified? Stuff like that. That being said, I'd give audience a 7 out of 10. Value and proof, I'd give a 3 out of 10. They do show the product works, but they don't do a good job providing proof, providing social proof. They don't show reviews. They don't show anything like that. It's where they could really improve. And as for trust and safety, it's a big brand. I guarantee they're already verified with advertisers. That basically gives us a good baseline to understand from a number perspective where they sat before. I'd say about 66% accurate of where they should be, about 20 out of 30 points. It's kind of a good understanding of why these ads did so well. Now let's take a look at their newest ads. They've kind of shifted away from doing all the videos. They're doing a lot more statics now, a lot more creatives as a whole. Now statics are a little different than videos. What we look at here is we want to avoid text-heavy statics that cause people to bounce. Meta, their whole goal is to try and keep people on the platform. If we cannot keep people on the platform, we will get dinged. So we have to watch this and say, okay, are these statics going to keep people engaged? Is there a real possibility of engagement? If not, these need to be moved off of. Effectively looking at that scoring chart, audience, I'd give this an 8 out of 10. They do a better job calling not just to the audience's value props and motivations, they actually say who they're speaking to in certain ads. I think these ads do a very good job of not being text heavy. I think they overall do a very good job in being very well designed. They don't have anything that I'd be too concerned about. And overall, I think they look really good. Value and proof, on the other hand, I feel like there still needs to be work. Value and proof is still the lane that they are not hitting in. They have done a good job showcasing the value of the product, and they did an even better job now, but they're still not doing a good job showing the proof. Where's the testimonials? Where's the reviews? Where's the social proof? Give me some written testimonials. Go as far as just taking a review, putting it through some graphic design work, and launching it. However, overall, they did improve. They went from about a 66% accuracy to about a 76% accuracy is the way I would grade it. Slight improvement, about 10% accuracy increase, not awful. I think that's a solid win for them over time. They still have stuff on the creative front they have to solve for. Lastly, we're gonna look at landing page. More or less their funnel. What does their funnel actually look like? Right now they have that discount for the anniversary sale. It's gonna help with conversion rates. It's gonna help bring up conversion rates. But the big game that I think they're playing is the average order value game. Before they're running the Ridge wallet, which I believe is about $39.99. Now they're pushing more towards the rings, about $195 AOV. Now, the reason that's so important is the more you're able to spend to acquire a customer, the better off you'll be on Meta. It's kind of the rule of thumb. For some consumable brands, it's effectively let's try to break even on first order, maybe even lose a little bit on first order and get people to come back and play the returning customer game. Specifically for Ring, their game is as much value on the upfront as possible. So these rings, $195 a piece, it gives them a good breadth to be able to break even effectively within those ads. What we're basically saying is they're going to be in the range of about a 0.8 or probably 1% click-through rate to about a 1.5% click-through rate, which is solid. It's a good thing to be there. In there, the conversion rate looks a little soft. Now, the reason I say that is they're running to a collection page. They don't have specifically designed landing pages to test through. Is if I was them, I'd look at creating a listicle, I'd look at creating a sales page, a hero acquisition page, something that gives them a unique experience as soon as they hit that page. But on their new ads, they go Ring ad, straight into Ring collection page, which is where they get a little bit of a ding on that conversion rate. According to my AI estimate, we're seeing about a 1.7 to a 2.2% conversion rate. To summarize up, I think Ridge is in a really great spot. I think there's a few small solves to them, but overall they're doing really well. We look at that, and they don't have a lot of the same issues I normally see, mixed matched audiences, landing pages that don't make sense. They do have a really good funnel. They have a really good system. They're working on getting their AOVs up with some new products. That is exactly what you're wanting to see. If it was me looking at this for the future, I'd say let's improve value and proof. Let's get some reviews on those statics. Let's get reviews in those videos. On there, I think their landing pages are great. I probably want to design a few more, see if we can get that conversion rate up. But overall, they're doing fairly well. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. I know this is a new style of video I'm testing out. I'm going to be trying to find direct-to-consumer brands that may be open to hopping on these audits and having conversations and going through their ad accounts. And I think at the end of the day, this would be a fun kind of method as we look at the future to figure out what works, what doesn't, and be able to take lessons away from it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good one. Peace.